Alright guys, Spurs have just beaten Villa 4-0 at Villa Park, and it was, well, a weird performance for Spurs fans because, they scored a very early goal through Heung-Min long ball over the top that Ezri Konsa provided a poor-headed clearance for straight into the path of Harry Kane, who got a shot off straight at Matty Cash, and it fell to Son. And Son sort of whipped it into the bottom left corner off the post. Really good finish to make it 1-0. And then for the rest of the half, I don't think the ball went in Aston Villa's box once. In fact, that wouldn't surprise me if that was the only shot that Spurs had in the first half, as well as Kane's, obviously, like 2 seconds before it. But it was just complete domination from Villa in the first half. Danny Ings had a couple of chances that he easily should have done better with, especially the one from the Coutinho quickly taken free kick over the wall. He had to do better on that one. Jacob Ramsey went on a mazy run and had a shot saved by Hugo Lloris. McGinn had a really good long-range effort saved. Like, Lloris had a superb first half. Second half, he didn't have as much to do. In fact, in the second half, he got quite lucky right at the end when he gave the ball straight to Leon Bailey, who completely lost his head and just whacked it over the bar instead of, taking a touch and finding the corner. But yeah, like Lloris had a superb first half anyway. But that first half was just completely run by Felipe Coutinho. He was just so involved, constantly picking up the ball. Nearly scored a free kick from an almost impossible angle as well, right at the end. He just played really well. It was just a shame that any chances he did create couldn't be taken by any of the Villa forwards. But yeah, good performance in the first half from Villa. Second half, they just were far too open in defence. And it was that's where Harry Kane, Heung-Min and now with the addition of Dejan Kulusevski as well, they'll tear you apart. In fact, it only took them 4 minutes again in the first half to get a second through Kulusevski. A really good finish. He took his time up against Tyrone Mings and managed to squeeze it through his legs and into the far corner. Really good finish. And if Spurs can get him for 25 million at the end of the season, that would be bargain of the summer, because this player looks like he is quality. I don't know how old he is. I think he's quite young as well. So, if they can sign him, then that's one of their front three sorted for the next 5 or 6 years, definitely. Because I know they're not old, but Heung-Min Son and Harry Kane, I think they're both approaching 30 now. Which, it's people. I hate people who go around saying that players need to be replaced as soon as they hit 30. But it is an age where you need to start thinking, right, we need to think of what is the future, because we can only get a few more years out of these players. Like, Son and Kane will still be good for another 3 or 4 years at least, yeah, I think. But you do need, younger players as well as the ones who are good in the moment and experienced. But yeah, in the second half, Harry Kane was on absolute fire. The third goal came from a ball from Romero that Harry Kane he takes a slight glance, like a peripheral glance, and sees that Ezri Konsa's coming to, not challenge him, but sort of pressurise him for the header, and he knows where Heung-Min Son is running, and it's ridiculous. Like, I know the word telepathic gets thrown around quite a lot these days when just like whenever a goal's made, but with these two, it genuinely is to some level, because they know where each other are at all times. And Kane flicks it on Son, and Son does what Son does and puts it in the back of the net. Really calm finish, and you knew as soon as Son picked it up that he was going to score. He is one of the best in those positions, one-on-one with the keeper. And the reason for that is he doesn't mess around. He just whips it into either bottom corner, and he already knows what he's going to do before he's even like a touch away from shooting. And they also got a fourth when Kulusevski squared it to Son, and he again whips it into the bottom corner and got his hat-trick. I can't remember a time when Son scored a hat-trick before. I think he scored one away at Southampton at the start of last season. But other than that, I don't think he's scored too many. He's usually a 1 or 2 goal a game player, I think. But yeah, in terms of like a counter-attacking performance today, it was absolutely right up there from Tottenham. They were just superb, their front three. And even other players on the pitch. Eric Dyer had a really good game, I thought. And I think Eric Dyer has found his position in like where his best position is, because obviously when he first broke through at Spurs, he was being used as a centre-back or even a right-back at times. And then he had that second season at Spurs and third season where Pochettino started playing him as a defensive midfielder with Moussa Dembele, and then eventually that stopped working, and then he went back to centre back as part of a two centre back partnership in a 4, and again that didn't really work out for him, and over the past couple of years he just hasn't been like good enough to get in the England squad, put it that way. Whereas right now it feels like he's got that perfect role. It's what, if we're comparing it to someone, it's like the Conor Cody role, isn't it, at Wolves, or the Thiago Silva role at Chelsea. Like in the centre of the back three, where he's not going to have to do too much running, but he is going to have to organise the players around him, which he is very good at because he's a vocal player and he is a leader. And all he really needs to do is he needs to be just like calm on the ball when he gets it, and also be in the right position at all times. And I mean, for a player who's played midfield previously, I don't think his on the ball abilities are going to be a problem, because he is generally quite good on the ball. And so it is good to see that he's found his position that suits him. But yeah, Spurs, just another really good away counter-attacking performance. Villa, they completely dominated the first half but couldn't score a goal, so very disappointing for them, you have to say. And defensively they were poor as well. Mings and Concert were all over the place. Cash was having to tuck in and play centre-back at times. Just not what you want. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.